When social media first came into existence, it was a revolution. It allowed us to connect with people we may never have met in person, seeing their lives unfold before us in real time. But as the years have gone by, so has the proliferation of social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and now TikTok, where we follow and connect with celebrities, fall in love with trending dance challenges, receive breaking news from all around the world being hidden by major news outlets. TikTok is the fastest growing platform, outpacing the others. But there's a dark side to this new age social media, where people are getting harassed in the thousands. Accounts suspended, racism thrives here. Personal information getting doxxed, people losing their jobs from being exposed, and sexual assault allegations being raised against people. So right now, I'm just pretty much scrolling through TikTok to see if anything changed. Was there any new TikToks that was posted, any, new stories about, Anthony's whole, sexual assault allegations. And honestly, I'm just not even here. Like, I'm still trying to process, the story. Like, I've watched a lot of videos and, just the back and forth between everybody. But the interview with Anthony I don't think it was kind of emotionally draining, only because it's like, I can't imagine, everything he's going through, being doxxed and having people, calling his naval command and trying to get him kicked out the Navy, and, doxing his grandmother that passed away, her address, and, you just seeing all of that, I mean, he explained how he's still, I guess managing life and social media, but I'm a lot. There's not, bro. I don't know. I mean, I have friends that have been sexually assaulted. I have friends that have been raped before, and I understand what it takes on a person mentally, what it takes on a person emotionally, and then when it comes to relationships, there's things that they try to, they got to get over and work through. But what I don't understand about the whole situation is, why would you simply go to social media? Like, if this actually happened, I would encourage her to actually make an actual police report. I mean, someone who has, Anthony has 1.6 million followers on social media. Like, there's no way that he can't be found. A lot of her social media, well, her TikToks have been banned. So they have, there's a couple of them that have so many accounts, it's hard to keep up with the accounts. But I'm just waiting for the documents that I requested, to see, the Freedom of Information Act, to see everything that happened. I want the summary report. I'm just waiting on to get those. But I'm just drained. And then to see, like, it looks like he's holding it together, but I'm not gonna say he's not holding it together. He's doing pretty damn well. But just when you hear him talk about his family, and they're posting about his kids, and I think what really hurt him was the doxing of his grandma that passed away. Like, you can tell that he was affected by that. He does manage it very well. I can't say that. And, then having having the someone saying, no matter what, I'm gonna take him down if I gotta put a bullet in his head. Like that, someone wishing death on you, and then over a year, at some point that has to take a toll on you mentally. And he did say he was going to therapy, so that's probably helping a lot. I'm just, right now, I'm just, like I say, I'm going through all the TikToks right now again, and seeing it play on social media is completely different than sitting in front of the person it's actually happening to, and then having that person describe you, and then you can feel the emotions behind it, so it's just a lot to take in right now. And I only came out here for a couple days. I flew from LA and came to Hawaii, and I only had 2 to 3 days to spend with Anthony, and to get all of this into 2 or 3 days was a lot of pressure. But just seeing everything he's going through, I'm surprised he even managed to meet with me the couple times that he did. But that's all I got for right now. If I got anything else, I'll jump back on and let you guys know. I don't even want to leave Hawaii right now, but I was only able to come out here for a couple days to shoot this interview with Anthony Highland. We on our way back. Well, I'm on my way back. Well, we're on our way back to LA. Hawaii was beautiful, had a great time, and gotta get back on this damn airplane. Hate flying. But sometimes you gotta do things that are bigger than you. We back in LA, long flight. I keep having these crazy flights. I moved that for you, sorry about that. Right before we were taking off, we were like taxied for so long, and then the pilot comes on and is like, yeah, we're having mechanical issues, so give us a few minutes and then we'll get you, in the air. Now, right then and there, I was freaking out. But back in LA, I miss Hawaii already, but time to hit the ground running. I got some more interviews that I got to do for this documentary, and just keep working, baby. Nice to finally meet you.
Likewise.
I'm glad you was able to come meet with me and we can, have this discussion. It's better to do it in person instead of doing it over, like, say, Zoom or, virtually. This way we can actually sit and we can talk to each other and then, we can suss out if who's telling the truth, who's, being, shooting the bullshit to us. But one of the first things I want to talk about is, the whole, Tanya said that I Speak raped you.
Right.
So is there any validity to that?
None.
Okay.
Not at all.
So there were videos that I saw. I didn't get to watch all of them, but I think you did make a video explaining, that he didn't.
Yeah, it was a simple video. I just said that I Speak did not sexually assault me.
Okay, so let's jump into the night that all this actually happened, because you were actually present.
Absolutely.
Tell me about, how everything started that night.
Well, we were meeting for a protest at TikTok headquarters, scheduled for the next day. Another content creator rented an Airbnb, which her and I Speak were staying at. There was other people supposed to come, but they ended up having to cancel for whatever reason, finances, whatever. And I live probably 25 minutes from there. So I decided I would go hang out with them. So when I talked to them, it was Alicia Wilson, Monica Allen, Daewoo, and I Speak. They were all hanging out at the Airbnb. They had been there like about a half hour. I Speak was live at the time, and they said they were going to one of the local, I don't want to call it a club, but like kind of like a little mini club.
Bar, something like a hookah, something like a hookah lounge.
It's like it's a little hole in the wall place.
Okay.
In LA, and I'm from LA. None of them are from LA, so except for Monico. So I told them I would meet them there. So I met them there. We all greeted each other. Everything was fine. And I went to the dance floor a couple times. And then towards the end of the night, we were only there about an hour when I was there. And we went to the dance floor. I Speak sat and held my phone and videotaped us, dancing on the dance floor. And then it was time to close. It closed. We left. I drove my own vehicle. They all rode together. We went back to the Airbnb. And we hung out in the back. The back was very lavish and had couches and TVs and music, and it was a cool backyard. So we hung out back there. I Speak was kind of in his own little world. Like he was either on the phone or live or, dancing around to the music, and he was enjoying himself. There was not too much verbal interaction because we were all kind of just vibing.
Okay.
And we were probably only there like, I would say maybe 30 minutes at that point, 30 minutes to an hour. And then Polisa and Mo left. And that was pretty much it. Now, there's stories that happened, of course, afterwards, but I guess we can get into that later.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, when they left, myself, I Speak, and Daewoo, we went, I wanted to show them around LA. It was probably about 2 a.m. We were all up, hyped up about the next day and just, meeting each other. And so I brought them to Skid Row. We're all activists, and, Skid Row is a famous place, unfortunately.
Yeah.
In LA. And so I took them to Skid Row. And
to kind of basically to see what you do out here.
Absolutely. I used to work down there, so show them around and how it really looks, not just videos you see on TV. Right. To see what's really going on down there in the middle of the night. And then we came back. We talked about TikTok a little bit, and then we all went to sleep and had to get up in the morning for a protest. And that was pretty much it for that night. And that was it.
So the night in question that all this, because I've been watching a lot of videos,
mm-hmm.
so it's been, it's been this question about the layout of the Airbnb mm-hmm. and the bathroom in the hallway, and then it's been, then there was another video talking about at some point I Speak was running around with his penis out. So I'm trying to figure out how all these, because there's so many different videos saying that the layout of the apartment is different, or the Airbnb. So this is not really what the hallway's too short, hallway's too long, the bathroom wasn't right by the hallway. So I'm trying to, figure out exactly, since you were there.
So when you, from the backyard, or the back area, patio area, when you walk directly in the back door, there's a washer and dryer to the right, immediately to your right. Two steps, the bathroom was to the left. 5 steps forward is the kitchen. There's no hallway there.
Okay.
It's the kitchen, the dining room, the door, right? Now the bedrooms and the other bathroom are in the other part of the house. And that bathroom is not even down a hallway. It's like literally, like, you know how when you walk into where the bedrooms are, the bathroom's right there. It's not even a hallway there either. So the hallway thing, I have no idea why she keeps calling that a hallway. It was a kitchen. And, you know, but she also said that, you know, at one point that he jumped in front of her and got in front of her after she ran away. And there's just a whole bunch of change in stories.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to nail down, because there's a lot of, it's like, it's one thing, you know, a couple months in, and then new people are brought into the whole situation. And then now it's, who wasn't there. So now all these people are telling her story without, they're just basically putting words in her mouth. And then now all these videos are getting made, so now the story's getting lost. So it's like someone playing telephone. So if I tell you one thing and you tell somebody else, by the time it gets to the third person, it's gonna be different. Right. And every person after that is gonna be different. So it's been kind of hard to nail down exactly what's been going on.
Right.
I keep hearing Closet Talk and Mo, and I saw the video of police saying, I don't never get drunk in public, and then I saw her and Mo in Vegas, and she was completely smacked.
Absolutely.
She was drunk, and then now I'm coming around that saying now Mo had sexually assaulted Polisa now. So now I'm confused on, because they were like friends.
We were all friends.
Yeah, and then you know, I saw the video of Polisa saying I've touched people without their permission, so I know people can say I sexually assaulted them. So I'm like, it's entirely too much
projection.
That too, and I'm just like, none of this is making sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to anyone but her, to be honest, and the people who follow her. You know, she's also accused, Closet Talk 101, of the sexual assault, like you said, but that was a month and a half prior to the alleged I Speak, you know, situation, and that was in Vegas when she was smashed in the videos that you see where she's intoxicated. And that story doesn't line up either. I mean, I know for myself, if I was sexually assaulted by somebody, I wouldn't go back to their house and hang out with them for a couple more days, sleep in the same room with them for a couple more days, nor would I come again with a conscious mind and decision. And I understand, okay, so let's just say she didn't have the money to leave or go anywhere else. You know, she was kind of stuck. I can vibe with that. However, a month later, you met with her again and shared a hotel room with her. You know what I mean? So that doesn't check out to me. Not only that, there's also videos of her hanging on Mo, you know, touching her chest area.
I saw that.
So, you know, and that was the same weekend. No, that was a month before that. You know what I mean? So that was in August. So as far as the Mo thing, you know, it doesn't make sense either. You know, if someone's sexually assaulting you on a casino floor, right, while they're gambling, you don't take them into a private area. I wouldn't. I'd be trying to get away and stay in the public if it was me.
If you felt that uncomfortable.
If I felt uncomfortable or violated, I would not go into a private spot with them. But she took Mo to the bathroom, and then all of a sudden they were in a stall. Like, casino bathrooms are huge. You don't have to go into a stall. So her story just doesn't even check out with that situation at all. So, however, in the beginning, I did believe Polisa.
Okay.
You know, I didn't know about the stall. The story has changed in that too. I never heard about a bathroom stall. But as a therapist, and as a woman, you're kind of socialized to just believe the victim. You know what I mean? And so I did at first, until the motives and the stories began to change, and I was just like, something's just not right. You know, I wasn't there in Vegas, so I can't confirm or deny.
Right.
But it's just not feeling right, and I got to go with what I feel, because I'm not going to falsely accuse anybody, because just as much as there are people who are silenced, who are assaulted, or feel uncomfortable coming out with their story, there's just as many people who are wrongly accused every day, especially black men and women. So I didn't want to be a part of that. I couldn't, you know, if I don't have evidence of something really happening, I'm not going to be a part of falsely accusing someone. So I kind of backed up.
I think one of the biggest problems that I've been having with this whole, this whole situation is everybody claims that they have the smoking gun,
None.
And I can't find the actual evidence. Like I'm willing to tell everybody's story, and I'm super unbiased. It's like I don't have a dog in this fight, but
Absolutely.
it's the fact that everybody was, and then it came to everybody was asking me why I did the documentary, and I'm like, I started this because I was watching I Speak and I was watching Consciously, and it was all this activism stuff.
Right.
And then I wanted to get into that, and then I started watching, ourselves, like our community, just like destroy each other on social
Absolutely.
media. So that's when I started really getting into following I Speak and Consciously and T Nathan and Genty, and I was like, everybody is so intertwined in all of this, and I don't think people realize the impact that you guys are having on your families, from all the doxing, all the swatting, all the contacting other people's family members, contacting jobs, contacting Navy commands. I'm like trying to destroy lives. I'm like, you guys really don't. I'm like, we already are at a disadvantage as is.
Right.
And then now we are weaponizing techniques that's been used on us, but we're using it on everybody else, using on our own people. So it just didn't make any sense. And I kind of want to segue in and just ask you, like, what has your experience been like in this so far?
Well, when I decided to remain silent and stay in my lane, right, because I'm not the one being accused of assault either way, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to stay out of this. And I kind of blocked everybody and just stayed in my lane. But I continued to be attacked by police and be called a predator, and that we're sexual offenders. And, I have kids, grandkids on this app. I'm a therapist. Like, that slander is not cool on anybody.
Yeah, it's understandable.
So eventually, when I kept seeing more and more lies and more people get involved and all these deep dives that they're doing by another creator, Tanya, I couldn't stay silent anymore. I had to speak out because Polisa was also, she refers to the phone call she had with I Speak after all of this. And she seems to forget that I was on that phone call. And she keeps lying about the phone call. And I was like, I can't sit here. It's too important for me to stand for what's right, for me to stand here and listen to a lie. You can tell whatever story you need to tell and do what you do, but I'm not going to sit here and let you lie when I was there.
You talking about the phone call when she was like, I Speak is apologizing for what he did?
Absolutely.
Kind of go into depth in that.
So prior to, and I just wanted to say this, prior to contacting I Speak, she was, going into the stories of Mo and I Speak, but she never indicated I Speak did anything to her. But she did say that, he was real playful, and then she would go into stories about how that's how the military, guys are. They joke around a lot, they play around, they're a lot of hyper. And she had made a statement to me that I want to talk to I Speak because I want him to go live with me so we can talk about this kind of play, military play, in the military. And I remember distinctly telling her, look, he can't talk about stuff like that. He's active military. You can't talk bad about the military when you're in the military. That's not going to happen. She's like, and her exact words was, he better. And that's when something clicked in me, like something ain't right. You know what I mean? So in this phone call, there was 4 of us total, I think, on this phone call. So she wasn't the only person on this phone call. Okay. She initially, you could tell that I Speak was, there to listen, but he had no idea what the phone call was for. No one prepared him for what the phone call was for. And she began by thanking him, for talking with her, because they had never, talked on the phone before. And she proceeded to tell him about an incident that happened in September with Closet Talk, and told him that Closet Talk had attempted to rape her. Okay. And he was very apologetic. That was the first time he said, the words, "I'm sorry." And the sorry wasn't, apologizing to her for something he did. It was just, more of, I'm really sorry that happened to you. I get it. I understand. I've been there. He was very apologetic, to her in that respect. Not because he did anything, because he wasn't in Vegas. then, but you could tell, like, in his voice, he still couldn't understand, like, why he was there on the phone call. Like, okay, what's this got to do with me type thing? And she proceeded to tell him that, I'm getting ready to go public about this situation with Closet Talk, but I can't tell the story without including you in the story. And he said, including me. He didn't understand. And so she talked about and reminded him, when you walked us out to the car, and you gave Mo a hug goodbye and you were coming around to tell me goodbye, Closet Talk undid my seatbelt and said, I'm sorry I had to do this or something like that. And reminding him that when he came by to her side, she gave him a look like, I don't want to hug. And he was like, okay, apparently she's not okay with this, and backed up. And she's told that story in 100 different ways. But he was like, well, I had no idea that happened in the car. The seatbelt thing happened in the car. If there's anything I did to make you uncomfortable, I totally apologize. And that was it. It wasn't about anything. She didn't confront him about anything that he allegedly did. That's why her first videos, she made it really clear that he did not do anything and he didn't make her feel uncomfortable. Basically, she then asked, I was thinking that maybe, the reason why I wanted to talk to you also is I was thinking that maybe we could go on your platform and talk about, the sex play and inappropriate, banter within the military. And he was like, yeah, I mean, I could, but he made it clear that he had to talk to his command.
You got to get permission.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He had to get command, and he also wanted to talk to his wife,
Yeah.
and I'll get back with you, But prior to that, going back a little bit, before that phone call, she made it really, really clear that he better meet with her.
How do you demand someone else's platform?
I guess this is how, right? She didn't say it at the time, but it's been laid out what that meant. He better, the next question would be, or what, right?
Right.
Well, this is the or what.
Wow.
This is the or what, and he did tell her, you can utilize my platform, to carry your message about what happened to you with Closet Talk. I'm here for you to support you. But the live that was supposed to happen was about the banter in the military. But I had told her prior to this phone call that wasn't going to happen. So, I guess she was going to push the limit. So there's that. And everything was fine until apparently, unbeknownst to me, her and Closet Talk were still talking. Now, this woman supposedly attempted to rape you, but you were having side conversations with her still. So apparently in their recorded conversation, which you can find all over TikTok, there was a recording of Polisa saying, yeah, well, she wasn't confronting Mo at all. She was talking about I Speak, apparently, and said, yeah, Cuban told me that he sexually assaulted her that night. And Mo proceeded to say, why didn't you tell me this was all going on? We would have beat his ass together, So that tells me that it wasn't a confrontational phone call. It was about I Speak. Now, I wasn't there, so I didn't get the rest of the conversation, but it was when that recording came out, and it could have been done in a different way. But, it made everyone question, oh shit, was Cuban D Lite, sexually assaulted too by this man? And, the whole platform was going crazy.
Absolutely.
What the hell?
It went crazy.
Right. This is now number 2. So I came out with, letting it be known that I Speak did not sexually assault me. And it was at that point he did a video, I Speak, did a video going off on Polisa, because some of her friends were also calling him a predator from that moment. So he did a video about that, calling her a liar, and that he would not support her in anything. And that's what she's mad about. She talks about it all the time. If he would have just shut up, or he would have just did what he said he was going to do. I thought he was a good guy on the phone, but, he didn't do what I wanted, so here we are. Now he's a problem. So this is a clout grab, in my opinion, a grift, in my opinion, and from that moment, it was guns blazing for I Speak. There's even other videos where she's, talked about, millions of videos saying that he didn't do anything.
How all that timeline's working, and then it's like, this has been going on for about a year now.
Yeah,
So
a little over a year.
why haven't there been any reports made? That's one of my biggest things.
Well, she says it's because she's an activist and she doesn't go to the police. And that the reason why she's doing this is to prove that the system is screwed up. And because she feels, because the system is screwed up, that we're going to take it to TikTok to be the judge and jury. And the truth is, and then what?
That doesn't make sense.
And then what? Were we supposed to go out and beat them up? Like, what you want
vigilante work?
Right.
I don't think what they understand is when you do that or you incite this violence, if you threaten me, I got the video, I'm going to take it to my sheriff's department, I'm going to file a report, and every video that you make after that, I'm going to keep filing reports, so it's just only going to protect me. If you come to my state and then you try to attack me, I'm going to defend myself with deadly force. I don't think they understand what inciting that type of violence is going to do for one, themselves if they come to someone's state, or having their followers come do this, and then one of the followers end up unalived because of it, it's going to be because of them.
Right, or if one of us get harmed, it's
Exactly.
going to be because of them. And she has threatened to go to Hawaii several times. That's why she now has a restraining order.
Well, she can't even touch. She got that disbarment. So this is what I can prove. Because like I say, I'll tell everybody's story. I don't mind telling somebody else's story, but I need hardcore evidence.
Right.
I need the smoking gun.
Right.
But for the past couple months, they've been saying I Speak's not gonna re-enlist. So these are the things that I can prove. They said I Speak wasn't gonna re-enlist. He re-enlisted.
Right.
That one right there. They said he was gonna be in jail. He's not in jail.
They still swear he was.
And then now you have the congressional investigation, which I understand the difference between the investigation and inquiry. If this was an investigation, he was being investigated by Congress, he would be in jail. He would not be a free man.
Look, the lack of understanding on how the system works is amazing to me because she's former military.
Exactly.
So she should know, she's threatened me with NCIS. NCIS is going to have my phone. They're going to do this to me and that to me. And I'm like, one, I'm not even the one that was accused. So what would I be going to jail for? And they said it's for aiding and abetting a predator. NCIS can't touch me. First of all, I'm a civilian. So
we know that they can't do that, but the thing about that is NCIS. I'm confused about her turning down the NCIS interviews. That to me, when they say, "Hey, we'll come to you, we'll drive 2 hours," from the videos that I watched, they'll drive 2 hours, and then you turn down the interviews because you can't video or record the interview.
Right.
You cannot do that in any situation.
Any investigation.
Any investigation, they're not going to let you record. So I'm baffled on that part. Like, if you really wanted the justice that you needed, you should have.
She doesn't want it, though. She doesn't. This is all about clout. She does not want justice. She's made it really clear. She speaks out of both sides of her mouth. I don't care what anyone thinks. They don't have to believe me, but if you don't, we're going to terrorize you. Right? I'm anti law enforcement. However, I want vigilante justice. You know what I mean? So, like, the only other explanation is clout. What else is there? Like, if he would have went live with her,
We probably wouldn't be here.
we wouldn't be here. If he would have went live with her, let her tell her story about Closet Talk.
There's been a lot of videos that have stated that it's been because he didn't put her on his platform. But like I say, I hope she gets the support, that the legal support. All the social media stuff. My opinion, I think she should just jump off the line and handle things the legal way and not let people know what you're doing no more. Like, just let it go. Like, get off social media, handle your stuff legally, keep it close to your vest, and get the justice that you're actually looking for.
She's not going to do that. That don't give her clicks and views, right? Or donations or money. I mean, they've paid her, cell phone bills. They've paid this. They've paid that. One person offered to pay for her to go to Hawaii. She's threatened to come to California to see me. you know, it's all about money, and it's all about attention. And to me, it's about projection. I mean, she has countless videos saying that she is a predator herself. And now you want to put that and inflict that onto everybody else, because everybody is not a predator.
Yeah, and like I say, she gets grace, some grace from me because of I know there's things like I know there's things that happen to her in her family, but one thing I will not do is I will not dig into that. I will not report about that. I will not
Absolutely.
disrespect them. I won't disrespect her. I'm not going to disrespect Blaze. Like I say, I have nothing against him, but all the things that they're doing it in her name. And if she actually had a case for this, they ruined those chances for her because of everything that they're doing outside of actually trying to do it the legal way. Taking it to social media is just going to add fuel to a fire that's already burning.
Yeah, but it's never going to happen. I mean, the unfortunate part of all of this is when this dies down, however long that takes, whatever repercussions happen. Once this happens, it'll be someone else, and it'll be something else. She's attacked the Jewish community, Holocaust survivors. She has attacked my nephew who was burned alive. She's attacked people. She's attacked people's sexuality, like Jonty. She will do anything for shock value and clicks and views. And it's unfortunate because people's lives, and it's like in her mind, I think she doesn't think she's ruining anyone's life because she didn't go to the police, right? She's just ruining his reputation. But being military, this could have absolutely ruined his life.
It destroyed
Not just his reputation, his freedom, his marriage, and his children.
Doxing his family. And I think when I did the interview in Hawaii with him, I was like, you're holding it together, but I can tell, like we all know he holds his grandmother near and dear to his heart.
Yeah.
And so when they doxed, his grandmother and she's been passed away, I could tell like that really broke him.
So I was just going to say that, the other implications of this drama that they're doing is other SA survivors.
Yeah.
You're making it to where this making it worse and, making it to where people are not going to believe them. The real victims. Not only that, so many people have been wrongfully convicted, and that's not okay either.
Right.
But even more importantly is her inability to understand that she is not qualified to be an advocate for any victim of sexual assault. You can advocate for their justice.
Right.
But to advocate for them personally, TikTok or any social media platform is not the platform
At all.
for people to process, right? They don't understand that there's reactions, abreactions, and side effects of constantly re-traumatizing yourself over and over and over again. And it's unhealthy and it's not safe. There's been many people who have came out on her platform thinking it's a safe place and to tell their story for the very first time. They've not done therapy. They haven't done anything. This is their first time. And that is traumatizing to themselves and other people. But when it's convenient for her, she's also told some sexual assault survivors, F their essay and didn't care. So, it's very traumatizing in many, many areas. Yeah. Not just, with the I Speak situation, and trying to wrongfully. It's so bad and so unhealthy.
Tell me about, okay, so I saw the video of the lawyer when the lawyer was specifically stating, hey, like what you're saying to me right now is not essay, it's not sexual assault. And that again brings me back to just her saying that I Speak didn't do anything to me.
Well, it goes back to, what she does is every time a door closes in her face, she comes with, well, I didn't really want help. I didn't want them to believe me. I wanted to prove to all of you, that's why everything is in 4K live. I want to prove to everyone else that the system doesn't work. Now, if that person would have agreed with her, we'd be on a whole nother path, right? But no one's believing her because her story is outrageous. But, even in that conversation, she makes a statement that I think a lot of people miss. And that was, she was screaming at the lady, and she said, "So you're telling me I have to be SA'd in order for you to call it SA?"
But that's the actual definition. Like,
What else can they call it?
Physically assault you for you to find me criminally liable
Right.
for what I did.
Right. So in essence, she wanted them to call it SA, even though SA didn't happen. So she's not making any sense at all, you know.
This whole thing has just been crazy. I think what really sent me over was I was watching people. There were videos that were being posted about, I guess it was some of her supporters that were admitting that they were neglecting their spouses in order to do intel. See, that right there, that's unhealthy. That's an addiction. We need to get you off social media.
Like, I just don't understand if I was married to somebody, or let's just say your woman, your wife was SA'd, like, and you don't say anything?
Yeah, it wouldn't. First, I wouldn't even let her be on social media. I'm like, we're gonna go do this the legal way. We're not. First, we don't need all these people into our business because we know when you exploit these type of situations, then you're gonna get backlash.
Absolutely.
Now you're gonna deal with all the hate. Well, because you know our society is not. It was believe all women, but now we got the red pill movement. You know, anti-feminism. So now it's like our society's not set up to just believe all women now. It's
Right.
As soon as we say she was sexually assaulted, men are like, no. It's
Right.
not happening, and we don't believe you.
But that's due to a lot of false allegations, right?
Yeah.
And you know, and false convictions or wrong convictions. Those who are wrongly convicted, especially of sex crimes. But it's just insane to me that her husband never once has spoke out publicly, has never once be sitting in the same room with her and don't ever say anything. And she, you know, what's the word? Hypes up her followers to cause harm to myself, to him. But she doesn't ever threaten closet talk, which is the one she said tried to rape her. So,
At the same, like you said, there's things that don't make sense, and I'm trying to process where everybody would be in these conversations, but it's been difficult because I have friends and I have family members that have been raped and sexually assaulted. So
Right.
it's like the things that you're doing are confusing me.
well,
I
I am a survivor of all the above, and I'm confused. There's just, you know, I'm confused. I'm confused by her husband, her followers. They've literally now recently said that I was raped by I Speak.
Yeah.
And that's a new story. Then a new story, I think, in the last week has been that he, after she left, he was running around with his penis out. Like, I'm just like, where does this come from? Like, you weren't there. Yeah. And they keep saying that they have a smoking gun. They keep saying that they have receipts. They're going to spin the block on us, and they're going to give all these receipts, and we haven't seen any.
I want, if you have them, send them to me.
I want them too.
If something comes out and says, and if there's a smoking gun that says that he actually did, I'm on his ass. Like, there's nothing that you can do. Like, I'm telling you.
I would be on his ass.
Yeah, you're not getting out of that. But yeah, I know your experience has been terrible on social media in this whole situation. I hope that gets better.
It won't, but I'm okay.
But yeah, I appreciate you coming.
I appreciate you.
And I'm happy that you got to come to tell me your story in person instead of, you know, doing it online or something like this. This is better because we can tell who's shooting the shit. We can tell who's lying.
Absolutely.
We can get that all through information, but I'm not gonna keep you any longer, but I do appreciate you and I hope everything gets better for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
So what up, man? Like, you tell me about the whole like thing. How's that going? How's it working out? We haven't spoken on it in a minute.
Yeah, we haven't spoken in a minute, bro. I've been like super busy, you know, because I flew to Hawaii and did all that,
Right.
and then I came back. But everything's just been crazy, bro. Like, it's so much drama and it's so much. I mean, it's escalated to the point where it went from social media to actual violence in real life now.
Really?
Yeah, like they had there's a guy on there by the name of Blaze. Someone went and threw a brick through his window.
At his house?
At his house, bro.
Wow, it's getting that crazy.
Bro, law of progression, bro.
But I mean, like, what have you dug up, found out? Like, what has came to light, like, in this whole experience? Because I'm sure you found out so much more stuff.
I found a lot of stuff out, but it's all been just pretty much hearsay. Like, it's, you know, one person saying that he did it. Well, he's saying he didn't do it. She's saying he did do it. And the only people that were there are not agreeing on anybody's story. Well, not agreeing on her story of what happened.
Okay.
You know, but everybody, bro, people that lawyered up. There's 2 people that I wanted to talk to. Right. They lawyered up. So I had to submit, like, I'm trying to submit questions to their legal counsel for them to approve questions to even
talk to them.
To even talk to them. They lawyered up, bro.
Word.
Yeah.
Wow. But I mean, like, so with them being lawyered up, like, exactly what does that mean? Like,
can't, anything that they do say on camera with me,
right,
can be used.
In court.
In court. If it goes to court. I doubt it does, but if it does go to court, anything that anybody says to me on camera can be used. Like, Anthony's command has my information. Right. And they have all permission to use anything that I use or what I put out, but I think it escalated to this now, so now it's off. So like it's been on social media, but now when people see an actual docu-series coming out, now people are, in my opinion, people are getting nervous now.
But I mean, it really matters. Like, look at in San Diego, and with R. Kelly, and you know what I'm saying? Like, when there's documentaries on things, it really does make ripples and makes waves, like, for other people. Like, but I know you spoke to the attorney as well. What did the attorney?
Yeah, well, you know, cause she gave me, it's so much stuff to even say. I wrote all the notes down. Like, she told me exactly how I need to start this whole thing. Like, as far as on the legal aspect, because so many people use so many different terminology on social media. People really don't even be knowing what they be talking about. So, hold on.
What she tell?
Bro, it's a lot. So we just gonna, hold on, let me go to it real quick.
You wrote notes down? Like, it was that much?
Bruh. I was on phone with her for like, bro, if I could have flew to Atlanta, because you know her.
Right.
She's
dope.
She's dope. Like, she does,
yeah.
She's attorney in California and Atlanta.
Right.
So if I could have flew out there, schedule wasn't, you know what I'm saying, what it was. But if I could have flew out there and actually just asked her some questions, I would have. But, you know, she basically was.
Let me know what she.
Okay. So this is what she told me. She was like, the first thing that you got to understand is wherever this happened is going to be the jurisdiction of where this happened. So just because people are in different states, you know, it happened here. So they got to go by the laws here. They can't go by.
So it's different, like any sexual harassment or sexual
every state handles them differently.
Really?
Some states handle it the same, but not all states handle it the same. But it happened here, so since it happened here, they got to go by the laws
in
here.
California.
So basically, this is what she said. She was like, first thing we got to do is we got to consider where this alleged sexual assault took place, which is California.
Okay.
Right? So this would be the jurisdiction, and it says, according to California Penal Code 243.3, crimes of sexual assault and sexual battery are the exact same in California. They're not different. They're not handled
assault
different.
And battery. Okay.
So it's the same thing. And it says, per Penal Code 243.4a, a crime of sexual assault or sexual battery occurs when a person touches the intimate parts of another, and the person being touched is either unlawfully restrained by the offender or an accomplice. The touching is against the will of the person being touched. The touching is for the purposes of sexual gratification, sexual arousal, or sexual abuse. So like, it's kind of murky, but it's not murky. Like, because when people be like, you know, he sexually assaulted me, you know, they might say he touched my arm, he touched my shoulder, but no, it
has to be intimate.
It has to be intimate parts. Has to be intimate parts.
That makes sense.
And then it says, so it says right here in the notes that she gave me, it says, for a crime of sexual battery or sexual assault to occur, touching of the intimate parts has to happen. Penal Code 243.42 explains that touch is a physical contact with any person, even if the touch occurs with clothes on. In addition, intimate parts refers to sexual organs, anus, groin, buttocks, or breast. So it's straight down the line.
Like, it says what? You can't be, oh, you touched my knee. No, it doesn't work out that way.
It's not working that way.
The intimate part, like, has to be actually touched or, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and when it comes to online, people they just Google and they not understanding, like, there has to be context in any of these type of cases that you bring in.
Right.
You feel me? And then if we looking at it logically and factually and objectively, if we remove all our feelings from it, for the people who weren't there,
Okay.
You know, so I understand that he's gonna have an emotional side to it and she's gonna have an emotional side, but us, like they're supporters from each side,
Right.
like they're just taking sides without actually
Knowing
the
who are they
law.
saying? Yeah, right.
You know what
right,
I mean?
right.
So it's like it's that I believe all women thing, you know what I mean? And then you have the guys like, nah, we not believing that. And then there's some women are like, we don't believe that either. But if we taking all of the feelings out of it, it don't matter what side you on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Law is law, facts is facts. What Polisa has stated that he did not do, because she stated in other videos I never said that I speak sexually assaulted me, and I never said that he put his hands on me. So then once those videos came out, it escalated to sexual verbal assault.
And that's a different thing.
It's the same thing as sexual harassment. See, that's what people are using these terms and they mean the same thing. Sexual verbal abuse,
Right.
you know what I mean, is the same thing as sexual harassment. So basically, you know, like I was saying, he wouldn't be found guilty of what she's saying because he never physically touched her in the manner of what the law is stating.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, like, and this also goes back to the videos that she posted of her talking to a lawyer, and the lawyer told her, what you're describing is not sexual assault.
Really?
Yeah, she recorded, I think it was a consultation that she was trying to do. And the lawyer on the phone was like, yo, what you're saying is not sexual assault. And then this goes back to what I was saying. It says the verbal sexual assault or verbal sexual abuse that I've been seeing float around on in the internet, it literally means the same thing as sexual harassment. Verbal sexual abuse or verbal sexual assault by definition means unwelcome sexual advances, sexual favors, verbal or physically.
Okay.
So that's basically like saying like, hey, shorty, let me smack you know what I mean? While, you know what I'm saying?
And then,
like
it's the same exact
girl,
thing.
you look fine, you should let me hit that. Like, those are sexual advances. That's sexual harassment.
Really?
That's sexual harassment.
Wow.
Like, even in the workplace.
Wow. I mean, in the workplace, of course, it's not supposed to be there.
Right, because there's also that power dynamic in the workplace.
Right. I mean, and a certain respect should be had with your co-workers and colleagues and things of the sort, but
sexual harassment is what everybody's saying. They're buzzwords. Sexual verbal abuse. You thinking that'd be like, it sounds really bad.
Right. It does.
But it's the same definition of sexual harassment.
Wow.
So this is what I've been going through, but people not even understanding how
there's different, and legalese is a whole different thing. That's how a person can be found innocent, right? We see police officers are found innocent for shooting a black unarmed individuals, right? But legally, they did everything that was correct, so they are not legally found guilty and sent to prison. Like, but the military has a whole different set of laws.
He can't even be touched by our laws. Like, he's not a civilian.
Right, he's military.
So
right.
They have to, what is it, the military?
UCMJ, the Code of Military Justice, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, United States Military Code of Justice. Yeah. So he can't be touched by civilian laws. Like, he's not, like, there's nothing that they can do. So they have to go above and beyond to go get him because he's in the military.
But I think it's easier. Like they have a code of conduct. If you, it's just a random just swipe of if you do anything that brings a bad light to the military, like you can get caught in the, I think it's, you do page 13s or something like that in the military, Navy anyways.
Well, yeah, you a veteran anyways.
Yeah, I did the 7 years.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But so check this out. So I went and found the examples of sexual misconduct in California, right?
Okay.
So there's like 4 of them. So the first one is sexual harassment, which is unwelcomed physical, verbal, or written sexual behavior directed at any person. It typically occurs in a professional setting and can include creating a hostile work environment or demanding sex in exchange for new job opportunities. We see that in the industry we work in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like
your Harvey Weinsteins and stuff like that.
We know, like even in smaller, you know what I'm saying, projects and things like that, we know it. We know what it is in LA. Right. You feel me? So then it's sexual assault, which is an umbrella term to any sexual conduct against any persons. Examples of sexual assault include forced sexual intercourse, oral sex, touching, penetration with a foreign object, again, sexual assault and sexual battery are considered the same thing in California.
Really?
Yes, and then you got sexual exploitation. It's taking sexual advantage of any person. Examples of sexual exploitation include distributing another party's intimate information for profits or recordings. And then we have sexual intimidation. Implied or actual threat to commit a sex act against another person. Examples of sexual intimidation include making lewd gestures, repeating asking a person out on dates, or purposely standing near or brushing up against another person.
What are you repeatedly asking out a person? I thought that was just being persistent.
Nah,
But that's actually.
But then again, that can be used as coercion.
Okay.
Especially like if me and a girl is sitting and I keep asking her and I'm beating her over, hey, let's have sex, let's have sex, and she finally gives in, that's against the law. Wow. That's against the law. So.
Wow.
Like, none of these fall under what she's saying happened. And like I say, she made a claim. There's no way that we can dismiss her claim. We can't dismiss her claim.
No,
legally, if she goes to the police or she goes anywhere, they have to legally accept that claim and take the proper, you know what I'm saying,
the steps
to investigate it. But this is the thing though. She hasn't made a report.
Why?
This has been going on for a whole year. On social media, there's been no reports made. And then she hasn't, so NCIS actually reached out to her to do interviews.
Right.
But she chose not to do interviews because she couldn't phone record or video record it.
The military, they will start like investigating to make sure that their personnel is on point.
Yeah.
Or not, right? And she doesn't want to do any, and that's crazy.
Because she can't record the interaction. And I think recording the interaction is just, she can put it on social media after the fact. In any investigation, if I get arrested today or someone that I know killed somebody and they come get me and I gotta go in, they're not gonna let me record it with my phone, bro.
No, they're not.
You know what I mean? And they record anyways in there.
They are.
So
like we see that all over on the First 48, all of the shows,
so
like you see that.
That was confusing to me. But when we think about, when we just think about everything that's going on, so my thing is this, it's not leaving social media. I don't ever think it's gonna leave social media. One, for two reasons. One, me and you both know that sexual assaults can be civil or they can be criminal. Neither one of these niggas got 10K plus to get lawyers and travel back and forth to California to go to court. No one has that type of money for lawyers for months, because that's gonna drag on. We know that's gonna drag on. And the lawyers is gonna drag that on anyways to make money. That's not gonna happen, you know, within a couple weeks.
So it's just gonna stay on social media.
And then if they do it criminally, what she's saying, it's dead on arrival because of all the videos that they've been making. Everything that they said on social media is gonna come to light in the courtroom.
Okay.
Ain't no prosecuting attorney is gonna see all these videos.
And all these holes
And people saying he never did it, he never touched me, I never said I speak touched me, I never said he sexually assaulted me, and then 6 months later, it's like he sexually assaulted me.
Like where is the proof in that? And you didn't even do a report. Like you didn't even file any kind of
nothing
legal,
just yet.
Anything.
Nothing. So it's like, and then it's like, I feel like she gets empathy from me for the simple fact is because, you know, she's going through this. But at what point do you stop becoming the victim of all the other stuff that you're doing online? You understand what I'm saying? Like, so like her supporters, they're going out doxing people, putting people's information out, you know, they're talking about, you know, people's dead relatives, they're, you know, taking people's pictures of their children and posting them on their YouTubes. Like, at what point do you stop being the victim now? And
become the actual culprit in a sense. Like,
or you become, now you're the aggressor now.
You are, right.
Now you're the aggressor. And even if she's not doing it herself, there is supporters that are doing it in her name.
Right.
So it makes her look bad. So that's where I feel bad about it. It's like, you know, even though you may not be doing all of this stuff, you know what I mean? You're allowing people to do this in your name. You're not stopping it.
You're putting a battery in their back.
You're putting a battery in their backs now. So now that they're doing all of this stuff and they're like, Justice for Polisa, we're doing this. And then you have them in your lives, they're in your comments, and you guys are always talking with each other and you guys look buddy-buddy. it looks like all of you guys are in on it together, even though she may not be doing it.
Right.
You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
a dangerous thing.
It's dangerous,
I
bro.
mean, even when you said like someone just put a brick through someone's window, like that's
That to me, the guy's name is Blaze on social media. I don't have no issues with even when I came out, he already attacked me on social media. He tried to make videos about me, talking about I need to change my career. My career ain't going nowhere. Bro, people think that just because you don't have a big social media following that you don't have a career.
you don't do anything in life. Right.
Bro.
I do. Like,
I'm one of the top people in Cali, bro, in LA. So it's like, I'm not.
It's crazy though. Like it's just like if they don't see you eat food, you didn't eat the meal. No, sir.
Like bro, right now we at your office, we Hollywood Hills, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I'm in LA, like we own stuff. Like to me, it doesn't, I will never get on social media and try to prove myself to somebody I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I close this app, my guy, you don't exist.
Exactly.
But like I say, but him, like I say, I don't have no issues with him, but he is in everything. Everything that I see, all the drama, everything that's going on, he is front and center at everything. I see him more than I see Polisa. And I'm gonna tell you why I respect Polisa. She said some foul shit to me, but I knew it wasn't personal, so I didn't take it. She was like, take your light-skinned, cotton-picking ass out of my... Like, bro, I chuckled, but I knew it wasn't personal.
From her, yeah.
It's not personal for her.
Yeah, okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So she don't know me, and all she knew at that time is I was doing the docuseries about I Speak, so she probably thought I'm already on his side.
Right.
I'm not finna talk to this dude because he might try to catch me up in something. It might not be in good faith.
Right.
And I told her, I'm not gonna talk to you on live with all your friends. Like, if I'm gonna talk to you, it's gonna be face to face. We didn't agree to that. And she specifically said, I'm never gonna speak on that nigga again. She has not spoken about me. I respect her, bro. She ain't spoken about me. She ain't made no videos. She ain't tagged me in nothing. She ain't said nothing,
But
bro.
that's how it should be done.
That's what I'm
right?
saying. That's how it should be done.
Right.
So she get respect from me, and I also respect her because it's funny, but she don't give a fuck.
What do you mean?
She don't care. She gonna say what she gonna say. She gonna stand on what she say. And she ain't gonna backtrack on what she say, and she don't care who feelings get hurt behind it. I respect that. Even though I might not respect the things that you're doing on the app, I respect that about you.
Okay.
And there's other people.
Tall.
Yeah, she's staying tall. So I can't take that from her. Like, I respect that. You understand? And there's other people who have done the doxing and stuff, and they like, yeah, I did it. It is what it is. Like, I respect that.
Right.
Because you admitting to you
stand tall.
You stand tall on it.
Wrong or right, you still are standing tall and standing strong.
Right.
In your stance.
She don't care. You feel me? So it's like, I respect that. You understand what I'm saying? But it's the other people, and on top of that, I hope she realizes that everybody around her is not for her. Like, she's fell out with like 3 other people on social media. People that were in her group that really started with her was like Justice Polisa, like all of them, they've lost like many people in their group. Like, people are like, one of the girls, Tanya official Tanya, she was like, her and Blaze ain't friends no more. She don't believe that police is telling the full truth. Like, it's crazy. But the problem with this is you don't know who's telling the truth.
I mean,
you don't know.
But if something happened, I would think you would take the legal actions necessary to have that individual penalized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Period. Like, it's just not a matter of, okay, you punched me in the nose and I'm just going to take the being punched in the nose and tell everybody I got punched in the nose. No, I'm going to file charges. I'm going to make a assault, I guess, things happen where you are going to be penalized for doing those acts. But yeah, man, so like legalese, like that was all the things that she was able to share with you, like about the whole legal.
Yeah, because I didn't want her to speak on
right
the actual stuff.
Right.
Like, don't worry, just tell me the definition. Like, I need legal definitions, point me in the right direction. You know what I mean? And she was spot on, bro, about what I needed to do and how I need to find the information. But even we talking about this, this has happened to Anthony Anderson.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then that just went away. Like, we forget that actually
happened. But now we have a music artist. What is it? Red Orange County.
Okay.
This just happened within the past couple weeks.
Okay.
He had 6 charges of sexual assault against him, right? He kept his innocence, and he's like, bro, I didn't do this.
Okay.
Then they found out that from, CCTV, and then one of the people, or I guess the person who said that that he did this, her significant other or friend or somebody testified or made a statement, was like, that never happened. So they dropped all 6 charges, and now he's innocent. Wow. So, but they tried to ruin his career. They tried to cancel this dude. And it's like, our society it's too much going on right now for y'all to be talking, believe all people. And even in those comments on Twitter, the women were still saying, just because this case got dismissed, he's still guilty. I know he did it because he's famous. It doesn't matter if he was found innocent or not. You still supposed to believe her over him. I'm like, y'all are wilding on social media, bro. Really? And then what they don't understand is when you take stuff like this to social media, you're taking away a fundamental constitutional right to due process. You're stripping me from my due process. And then my reputation is already ruined.
Right, and there's no cleaning that up.
There's no cleaning that back.
There's no bringing that back.
Because that's always going to be over their heads.
This is interesting, man. Like where the power is of just your words. Like my mom used to say all the time, man, like you don't own your words. You own your thoughts, but you don't own your words. Once they leave your mouth, now they are out there for people to dictate and personalize and do whatever they want with them. But you don't own your words.
You don't. This is the crazy thing, right? I'm going to read you something that I wrote last night, right?
Okay.
I was sitting down thinking about this whole situation, right? When I read this to you, tell me so people were trying to get me to believe that I speak printed up fake federal NCIS documents, legit impersonating an NCIS agent by creating these documents, correct? Signed the real name of a commanding officer on the NCIS documents while putting the exact command where the commanding officer is actually stationed at. Hired someone to buy Navy digis or a uniform to wear, basically stolen valor, right? To fake his re-enlistment video, okay? While saying simultaneously all the Navy, NCIS, his Navy chain of command, JAG, and Congress is committing a conspiracy to protect, Anthony, right? While he's allegedly under a congressional investigation, okay, well, just listen, these are federal crimes he would be committing. Y'all trying to tell me he's still a free man with all this evidence floating around on TikTok while people are still calling his command, right? It's like y'all trying to convince me the system, right? The one that everybody complains about every day on all social media apps, pointing out structural systemic racism and how they treat black people. Now, these same systems are all in cahoots protecting the black man, right? Okay. Also knowing I would be subpoenaed for documents and any information that I have that I've posted, right? It's like, who do they think this nigga is? Jason Bourne? Like, bro, if they want me to believe all of this, I have a car with no engine that gets good gas mileage and I can sell it to you. There's no way. Like they're giving him way too much credit if they think he's pulling all this off.
Pulling all that off. That's insane. I didn't even think about like that, but yo, that is insane for the man is still walking free, like with no being penalized or punished in any way.
There's no way. And he's still living on the Navy in Navy housing.
He's in the Navy.
There's no
That's crazy. That is.
You can't convince me to believe any of that.
Well, the truth will reign supreme.
So we just waiting. But like I say, I don't think any of this is not leaving social media. This is just my take on it. Like I say, she has a claim.
Right.
I can never take that from her. You feel me? Like, so if she say this is what happened, that's her truth.
That's what happened.
That's what happened. But I can't make a judgment on him or her. I just going by from what I've seen, what she says has happened, legally it's not gonna hold water.
I will say, me personally, man, that's why I think you're dope in this whole thing, because I mean, from jump, you've always said you will be neutral, and you remain neutral as far as I could see in everything. You're just asking his point of view, her point of view, and getting ideas to support both of them, which is solid, man.
I really tried to talk to her, But I caught she's the one that was like, get your light skinned ass out of here with your cotton pick. Like they went off on me.
Talk to
they
you.
wouldn't talk. She wouldn't talk to me not unless it was on live in front of her supporters, and I wouldn't do it. But so then I restructured the docuseries. Like I'm just gonna focus on who's ever gonna willing to talk to me.
Right.
So I'm gonna talk to them.
And she didn't want to present her side.
Not in the manner of how I wanted it to happen, because I didn't want to talk to her in front of people
Right,
who,
like-
and then she wanted Blaze on the live too, and I'm like, I'm not talking to him. He got mad because he was like, why didn't he ain't try to interview me? You're not a part of this. And this is why I keep trying to, and that's what I'm trying to get her to understand. For a person who's not a part of this is inserting themselves into
Right.
it.
It sounds like that.
It has nothing to do with her. He wants the attention, but people not paying attention to that. He's injecting himself. He didn't want to actually interview me for what? You weren't there. I wasn't there. I'm talking to the people who were actually there.
Right.
Only thing you can regurgitate to me is everything that she already told you.
Right, and
but I want to hear from her
side.
That's
like,
her side.
They're not being a neutral factor in it.
Exactly.
Interesting.
But it's crazy, bro.
Interesting. Hey, man, I will say this film is going to be dope, man, for the simple fact that you're giving both sides. And most times, in my experience, we don't get both sides, right, as much as possible. And you're trying to find
Yeah, I'm trying to get both sides, but, you know.
I respect it.
It is what it is now. Like I say, I've already dropped 2 episodes, and the next 2 is going to be dropping soon. So that's it. It is. And then there's other supporters, not supporters, but other large content creators that want me to do docuseries on them too.
Hey,
so
man.
you already know.
Hey, the vision is there. You know what I mean? The dream is in pursuit.
Yeah.
The dream is and that's dope, man. That's dope, dog.
I know, right?
All right, I got to get back to work.
All right, G. I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah,
Love you too, fam.
All right. Let me know, like, when the next one gets released, too.
I got you.
All right.
All right.